I will tell you both that it is not my usual practice to go beyond what is specifically alleged as far as a claim for damages when I try a case. But in reading your complaint and your answer, it seems to me that there is a certain chronology that has to be placed in perspective so that I understand what happened here. So, Ms. Bradley, according to your complaint, you met the defendant when you were 13?
Yes.
And had a child, his child, when you were 14?
15.
15. The child's name is Barbara.
Yes, she's present as a witness.
That's Barbara. Pretty young lady. And since that time, you've had ongoing family court cases and ongoing problems.
Approximately 2 to 3 court cases per year.
And that has to do with both visitation and support.
Primarily just his support. He's not shown any interest in visitation at minimum the last 12 to 14 years.
Something precipitated this assault that you are claiming caused you $5,000 worth of damage and injury.
Yes.
So you want to now tell me what precipitated this specific event?
Well, we were in our last, supposed to be our last family court hearing that we had gone to. Barbara had turned 18. The judge had told him it was time that he settled up financially with me. He did not do so at that time. He stayed after court to have to check himself into the county jail that in town there. And when he stayed, my daughter and I, we left the court. We were there together. We left the court. Approximately 2 weeks later, I was served with a summons to go to court that I had vandalized his vehicle, not only myself, but my daughter as well, he named in the police report. At that time, I appealed the case.
Had you vandalized his vehicle?
I did not vandalize the vehicle to the way that Mr. Bell described I vandalized his vehicle.
Well, what do you say you did to the vehicle?
I took some oranges that I had in my car, and I smushed them, I will admit, very ripe and readily along his windshield, front and back, along his door handles. I was very upset and very mad. Mr. Bell admitted to an arbitrator in court that day, he said, I have the money, I have it in my pocket, but I'm not going to pay it because I'm mad at Kim. Had nothing to do with Barbara. Even the arbitrator as well as myself tried to tell Mr. Bell that it has nothing to do with what he owes for child support for this child. So I did smush the oranges on his window, and I did bust off one of his windshield wipers, got mad, threw it over in a field, got in my car, and left the vicinity. When I got to court, he presented documents that...
So then you went to court because he sued you for this.
He sued me for this. He sued me for $5,000, and by the way, his vehicle that he had doesn't even blue book for $5,000, which was totally ridiculous. But anyway, we get there to court, and I am undergoing doctor's care, had the flu and so forth, and had requested that the bailiff hear our case first, I'm sorry. And the bailiff said yes, he would do that. And I showed him a letter from the doctor, said I was on medication and so forth, wasn't even supposed to be out. At that time, the judge went ahead, heard our case, but they heard it last. By now, I don't even have a pencil paper up in front of me.
You lost the case.
I lost the case, okay? I didn't even care if I lost the case.
You lost the case, and there was a judgment entered against you for vandalizing his car.
Exactly. I appealed immediately. I gathered all of my evidence together to discredit his witness, by the way, that he also has present again today, the same witness. Gathered all my evidence together and went to appeal the case. It was
so you served him with a notice of appeal in that case. That appeal was set for trial.
Yes.
Now, you arrive at the courthouse.
Okay, I get to the courthouse. I'm walking into the courtroom doors. He's exiting. It's a different court than what we had been used to. It's in a different county. So when he's exiting, I'm not sure if he's going to the restroom.
Did you get to the courthouse late?
Yes, I did.
How late did you get to the courthouse?
Approximately 15 minutes. Okay, and I do have documentation to that from the judge here as well. So
you got to the courthouse 15 minutes late?
Correct. I'm walking in. As he's walking out, I proceed to go in. I acknowledge the bailiff, let him know I'm there to check in. The bailiff said, I'm sorry, we just called your case. It's over with. The judge has upheld the original judgment.
So your appeal was dismissed because you weren't there?
Exactly.